What is up, geeks and geekettes? It's another episode of the Countdown City Geekcast, and this is going to be the continuation of our Bad Batch retrospective discussion series. My name is Steady. With me on this episode is the one, the only Jericho.
What's up, y'all?
How's it going, man?
Good, man. How you been?
Good. I'm glad we're finally doing this again.
I know we had a little bit of a break, but we're back at it. We got this.
Absolutely. And, these episodes, you're starting to see a little bit of a pattern here. They're all action packed. It's all about Omega not listening
Hmm.
and Wrecker being funny and Echo being sort of dehumanized in a sort of
Yep.
way, or in his instance, declonized because he's not his. I don't know, but anyways, these episodes they're fun, they're exciting,
Oh yeah.
they're hilarious, and we're here to talk about episode 4. Episode 4 entitled "Cornered." You ready for the summary?
Let's go. Bring it.
All right, here we go. Episode 4, Cornered. The team looks for a planet to hide out and decide on Pantora. Not Ida Floor. I don't know if that's going to come back later on, but we'll find out. They need to scramble the ship's signature key so they cannot be detected any longer. The attendant at the station they land gives a heads up to a mysterious figure. Kind of feels like we've seen this person before
Hmm.
recently, maybe in a live action series on Disney Plus, but who knows? Maybe, maybe not. In the town, the Empire is asking everyone for their chain codes and, starting to beef up their presence and security everywhere they go. After getting sort of desperate, the team decides to obtain some credits by selling Echo off as a droid, which he's first not really on board with, and then secondly, is even more sort of offended as they get less credits than he actually wants. So,
Right.
sorry, Echo. After being sold to the trader, Omega wanders off. Damn it, Coral! And is intercepted by the one and the only Fennec Shand, who we saw
Uh-oh.
from the Mandalorian series. Um, yeah, and who's played by, oh my gosh, I just brain farted her name. Um, you know, that
Yeah. That
person
that
from
lady. I'm waiting for
Agent
it to come to you.
of Shield,
Hmm.
and
Don't look it up. Don't look it up.
I'm I'm not looking it up. All I'm trying to do is
Come on, it's Mulan, bro.
it's Agent May on
Hmm.
Shield, and sorry, I had to clear my throat a little bit. And her name is Ming Na Wen.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Finally came to you.
Well, I thought you were gonna say I don't want to interrupt you while you were coming up
That's
with
all
it.
right.
So yeah, Ming Na Wen, who's it's
Yep.
fantastic. She shows up in this series as a bounty hunter, and of course we've already seen her on the Mandalorian. And the Mandalorian takes place after episode 7, episode
Yep.
6. Sorry, episode
Six.
after episode 6 already. So this is actually going back to before the events of episode 4. So Fennec has been a bounty hunter for a little bit of time now.
And it's crazy how much they made the character look like the actress, like Ming Na Wen, because
Yeah,
sometimes they don't really look too much like them, and especially with this animation style, they have a very distinct look for all the characters, and
absolutely,
like the cheekbones and the tones and everything. But yeah, they made it work. It looked just like her. I thought that was
totally.
really
No,
really cool.
totally, completely agree. And this is where the action starts to happen. So
Hmm.
Fennec starts wandering off with Omega, who already wandered off, and then Hunter catches up to them, kind of figuring out like this is not somebody they should be messing with.
Hmm.
And then a fight breaks out in the streets. Uh, Fennec starts shooting over at Hunter. They kind of scuffle with one another, and he's sort of incapacitated for a short time. And
Yeah.
you start to figure out she's not there for the whole team. She's just there for Omega because she
Yeah.
leaves Hunter. She has a moment to kind of take him out, finish him off, but decides not to. She decides to run after Omega. So it's really clear that that's who the target is.
Right.
Um, Wrecker actually catches up to Omega, who traveled into the sewer tunnels for a bit. And then also, Wrecker runs into Fennec at this point in time. And Fennec also incapacitates Wrecker. She's just
She's
crazy
good.
machine. She's fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Uh, During the chase for Omega, she's then rescued by a hunter. Um, there's like a high speed chase at this point, and then Fennec is just left, kind of seeing them fly off. A little bit injured after a
Yeah.
kind of a fall. Hunter drops like a proximity mine or a timed mine on the hood of her vehicle, and it just explodes. But Fennec's okay, alive, just a little banged up. Echo, the part fake droid, uses his newfound droid friends to help reassemble the ship, and the team heads off world. And
There
that's
you
episode 4, Cornered. Um, how excited were you when you first saw Fennec and you're starting to see like more ties to the bigger Star Wars universe?
go. And I mean, stoked, for sure, because like you said, the fact that they're tying these stories, whether it's live action or animated, tying them together, and they're just doing it more and more. It's Marvel and Star, Lucas and all that are just doing it more and more, and I think it's very cool, and it's helping solidify and continuing the stories, and not just not having like even though they're spin-off shows, but they're also continuations. So I think it's really cool that they're able to seamlessly, intertwine them like that. But and she's just she. This shows even more of how great of a character she is. Finnick, and especially, I mean, it's me not win. I mean, come on, like I don't think I've seen her do a bad movie or show or anything. To be honest with you, like anything she touches, she's amazing.
She is absolutely amazing.
Hmm.
And this is now, if I'm counting this right, and I'm not aware of anything else she's done in the past with Star Wars, her third project that she's a part of. She was in The Mandalorian. We all know about
Yeah,
that. She is in this series, The Bad Batch. We're going to see, uh, more of her later on, I'm sure. And then she's also in the upcoming book of Boba Fett series, which
yeah,
starts on December 31st, if I'm not mistaken,
hmm,
on the
yeah,
Disney Plus streaming service. She's Boba's right hand bounty hunter, pretty
yeah.
much, and that's
I mean,
looking very
she's locked in. Like she's
she's
committed. I
locked
mean that,
in.
and I think that's the other thing I like about her too is she does these characters well, and with any of the shows and movies, like they're able to bring in these actors. I don't know if it's just not necessarily contract, but just the fact that it seems like they're wanting to do these shows, in these
Yeah,
movies, to again with the continuity and not having to recast it, or especially with animation, having to do a voice actor to sound alike. So I think it's just so cool that they're able to get these people to just continue their characters, and it helps them grow too. It helps them the actors know their characters more and build up more of a relationship with them. So I think it's just really really cool. But yeah, I mean she's busy and just multiple Star Wars projects alone. So I think that's just awesome.
absolutely. And this episode is also great because of just the action sequences. I really like them a lot. Anytime you're sort of in the busy, sort of like city or
Hmm.
like metropolitan type area in the Star Wars universe, and you have these vehicles that are sort of on like a highway of some sorts.
Yeah,
I dig it. I dig it a lot, and it reminds me a lot of the opening of episode 2.
yeah. I was just gonna
Episode
say, yeah,
2?
it reminded me of
Yeah.
that a lot, and I mean, because visually too, there's just so much going on, and you have to make the background work, but at the same time not lose focus on, the story at hand and the main characters that are there in the shot. So, even in episode two, Attack of the Clones, like the fact that they were able to do that is just really really cool. But yeah, I think I would have to say this, even though it's still early in the series, this has to be definitely one of my now top favorite episodes because of that. Even the street fight too, when
Yeah,
they first started battling it out. Um, I thought it was just really cool. It's such a close quarters, I should say. Battle. I thought, again, just so awesome how they do it.
absolutely. And I love how in this episode, we're left with still more questions, not just about, how does Fang tie into all this, but who's her employer? Who is the
Hmm.
one that's actually hiring her to find Omega? And why only Omega? I mean, we
Right.
can probably, take a few guesses on who hired either the Empire or this is just the Kaminoans who want Omega back for
Right.
because she's kind of like, kind of a child to them in a way,
Yeah.
I would say, but she's more valuable to them as well as the Empire. So it could be a number of those individuals, but just the fact that Fennec is now in here, super dope, man, super dope that they're intertwining and interweaving all these stories, and it makes sense. And we get references to like the guild later on in this episode, and we see Fennec talking to whoever her boss is at the time, saying that
Hmm.
kid got away, but she will hunt them down. And she also needs Omega alive. That's also very clear.
Yeah.
Anytime that Omega was in the possession of Fennec, she was always doing things to make sure that Omega would survive this gunfight in the streets or this
Hmm.
chase scene down this busy highway. So yeah, I think it's really interesting to kind of not only see Fennec, but also to later find out who she's working for. Number of individuals it could be, a few options that it could be, but still a good mystery and a good question to ask.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
Any final thoughts about episode 4? I kept thinking about you when Omega walked off because I'm like, dude, she's always just like doing the wrong. She
Hmm.
always starts the episode by doing the wrong thing, and then she'll fix it by doing the right
Yeah.
thing. But I could hear you screaming like, "Why are you walking away by yourself? You're on the run, damn it!" Yeah,
Stay with the team. Yeah. No. Yeah, for sure. I
stay
mean,
in the house, Carl.
exactly. Exactly. Come on, man. But yeah, like you said, it's always she causes this trouble, and then she fixes it. But it's like you're fixing your own the trouble that you caused. But um, yeah, I mean, later on, we'll get to see she's not as problematic as far as that, like because of her own, by her own causing.
Yeah.
Uh, but I thought this was a great episode. Like like I mentioned, it's definitely one of my top favorite episodes. Just a lot going on, and just really cool how they're writing this whole series out.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I mentioned, 4 episodes in, really starting to see the pattern here.
Hmm.
Uh, Omega's gonna get into some trouble, or the team's gonna get into some trouble, and Omega's got to
Yeah.
bail them out later on, or vice versa. So, but it's a formula that works. So they're gonna
Oh
keep
yeah,
doing it, and I'm sure we're gonna hit some big twists and big turns along the way. But I'm all for it, loving it.
for
Like you
sure.
mentioned, one of your favorite episodes. I think mine too.
Nice.
Definitely with the reveal of Fennec Shan. It was just like a Leonardo DiCaprio moment on the ottoman chair, just like oh.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty awesome. And we
Awesome,
want to
man.
hear what you guys thought about episode 4, Cornered. Let us know in the comments below. You can also send us a message about the episode on Facebook by clicking that send message button, or you can email us on the contact page of our website at www.countdowncitygeekcast.com. For the Geekcast, my name is Steady, and this has been our Star Wars Bad Batch retrospective discussion series episode. And with me is always the one and only Jericho.
There you go. Later, y'all.
Thanks for watching. See you next time.